Don't let her... Lydia tried again, blinking a few times as if that would change the frame frozen in front of her. Lydia... Cheyenne's hands were on her lips, as if she could hide the evidence of what she'd been doing. This isn't what it looks like. But the guilt in her best friend's eyes didn't lie. Actually, Dallas stepped forward. It is. I'm sorry, Lydia. I wanted to wait until after the tour, but maybe it's best if you know now. Cheyenne and I are... He looked at Cheyenne, and Lydia could already tell. In love, she filled in dully. How, oh how, had she not seen it before? All those nights she'd gone to bed early and they'd stayed up to work on songs. All those tour stops where she went for a walk alone, only to get back to the bus and find the two of them gone. All the time Cheyenne spent gushing to her about how great Dallas was. This doesn't change anything, Lydia. Cheyenne reached for her, but Lydia took a step back. Didn't change anything. It blew up her whole life, again. The only two people she had left in the world were saying they had chosen each other over her. I know this isn't ideal. Dallas took a step toward her, and she snorted. Not ideal was having a show on her birthday. Not ideal was squeezing into a dress she could barely breathe in. Not ideal was the humidity that would slick her in sweat the moment she stepped onto the stage. But this was way beyond not ideal. But, Dallas continued, we have appearances to keep up here. This isn't the time to fall apart. Lydia blinked at him. Who's fallen apart? She steeled her spine, same way she had for every show since Mama and Daddy's deaths. She shoved down the urge to run out of the amphitheater and never look back. That wasn't an option. Instead, she kept her shoulders stiff, lifted her head higher, and skirted around Dallas and Cheyenne to grab her dress and makeup bag. Then, without a word, she made her way back into the hall and down to the ladies' room. For tonight, this would be her dressing room. By the time she'd gotten ready, an appealing numbness had settled over her. As long as she didn't have to see Dallas and Cheyenne, didn't have to talk to them, she could put herself in a little bubble and pretend none of what had just happened was real. At least until the concert was over. But the moment she emerged from the bathroom, Cheyenne pounced at her. Lydia, I really think... Lydia spun on her heel and burst back through the bathroom door. She dove into the first stall, ducking over the toilet just in time to avoid vomiting on her glittery cowboy boots. When she was done, she wiped her face, flushed, and stepped out of the stall to wash her hands and rinse her mouth. She'd half expected Cheyenne to be there, holding out a paper towel as she had at every show, making the same stupid joke she made every time about how much Lydia's vomit would be worth on the internet. But the bathroom was empty, and when she emerged, so was the hallway. She let out a long, slow breath. She'd seen her parents perform through the flu, a massive tabloid uproar, and even appendicitis. She was going to get through this concert and make them proud of her tonight if it killed her. There'd be time to deal with her emotions later. Dallas and Cheyenne were in the wings, Cheyenne holding Dallas's arm and whispering earnestly. She cut off abruptly as Lydia approached. 30 seconds, the panicked-looking stage manager said, pressing Lydia's mic into her hand. Give us a minute. Dallas's low rumble held a command Lydia had never seen anyone ignore. She smoothed a hand down her dress. We don't need a minute. Lydia, I think we should... Cheyenne started. But the stage manager was waving them onto the stage. Dallas's hand grabbed Lydia's, and the shock of his touch almost drew tears. She needed to avoid contact if she wanted to keep this bubble around her. But he squeezed tighter and leaned toward her, his hot breath brushing over her ear. As far as these people know, we're supposed to be in love. That's what they came to see. Yeah, Lydia murmured. We're supposed to be. And then they were on the stage, the lights dazzling, the crowd cheering, the music beating. Lydia tugged her hand out of Dallas's and ignored the choreography they'd rehearsed, instead letting herself get caught up in the rhythm of the song. She stepped to the front of the stage to touch fans.